Afternoon everybody. It's another beautiful sunny biking day here in North Lincolnshire in the UK, and I've been out on my Interceptor today with its Stratus brush stainless headers and its AEW cans. I'm going to do a short video on that later on just to give my thoughts. Lots of people out there have probably got that combination or something similar, but I've not done it before, and so I'll post my thoughts on it. So if you watch my previous videos, you'll know that I said I would do a dissection and autopsy on the standard exhaust system to find out why it's so heavy and what's going on in there. So I'll spend quite some time today with a grinder, not the gay dating app, I mean a slicey thing for metal, and I have sliced the can in half and the header, which I'll do in a separate video. So basically you've got a chrome outer shell, and then on the inside it's lined with fairly dense glass fibre type wadding. I suspect it fulfills two functions. I think the first one is mainly sound deadening, and also to some extent it maybe insulates the outer skin from the heat of the baffle assembly inside. The baffle itself looks like a sort of World War I artillery shell that somebody's dug up at the Somme, and there it is. It's not full of holes. That's black paint. So it's a sort of bomb-like thing in the middle of the can. There's more pictures coming up, and you'll see just what's what. So there it is, cut in half. That's the actual bomb bit. And you'll see there's a chamber in the middle formed by three circular discs that are welded into it. And the exhaust gases basically do an S shape. But prior to doing that, they go through a very big catalytic converter. I thought there was only one in the header, but there isn't. There's one in the can itself, and it's about 5 times bigger at least than what's in the header. So the main cat activity is going on in the can itself, really. So the exhaust gases are coming through the header pipe, and then this next picture shows the cat in place. The conical bit on the left, that's the bit that joins onto the header, and the exhaust gases obviously have to pass through that thing, which is fairly restrictive by the looks of it. And I know they say let the engine breathe. Well, I think this is stopping the engine breathing, really, and it's saving the planet while we're at it, isn't it? So there you go. In the middle, you've got the chamber, which is effectively 3 tubes. The tube on the right with a gaping great rent in the side of it is me slicing through it with a grinder, trying to get the thing apart. And the central tube is where the exhaust gas first passes through. This next photo shows the little trip that it makes every time it goes bang, the engine. So the gases are coming in from the left in that bottom silvery tube with perforations. It goes left to right, it does a U-turn, then it goes through the top perforated tube with a slice in it, going right to left, then it does another U-turn, and then it goes through the pipe that's in the foreground there, going left to right. It goes through the right hand wall and out through the tailpipe. There's a shot of the end of it. Some of these pictures are a bit random, but they give you an idea of what's going on in there. At the end of this video there's a sort of picture of the whole lot. So the inner chamber is where most of the exhaust silencing action goes on, really, I would say. There it is again. The right hand pipe there, just on the right hand side of that circular disc that's welded, that's the final bit before it emerges from the cone end of the tail of the silencer. So it really is going through a tortuous route to finally make it outside, having gone through a fairly restrictive cat in the can and the header. The end of the cone is filled with what looks like my old granny's wig. There it is, look, God bless her. it's full of that stuff, and there's absolutely loads of it. That's in the actual cone at the sort of exit end of the silencer, is surrounded by that stuff. Again, I think obviously a final bit of sound deadening. There's no actual way into it. There's no perforations or anything that allows sound in there. It's just a tube going through it. But as I say, there's loads of it. And this shot here shows the full assembly cut in half. So there it is. You can see the outer skin, the wadding, and then you've got left to right through the cat, left to right through the bottom tube with a slice in it, U-turn, back on itself through the other pipe, then another U-turn through the perforated pipe, going left to right. It emerges in that final chamber. That pipe at the end has got a gap underneath it, so it's then got to do another U-turn to get out through past Granny's wig and straight out the other end. So it's one hell of a route for exhaust gases to take. There it is again. So, you know, it is a restrictive silencer. Yeah, that's how it's doing it, isn't it? It's bouncing the sound off the circular walls, making it go round in an S. It is an S, isn't it? Yeah, it's an S followed by a U. And then at the very end, there's another, as I say, there's the restriction there with all the grey hair. It's absolutely packed out, that end bit. So all of that lot, I presume, obviously is what contributes to the weight of this thing. And the fact that the engine is pretty much stifled. And therein, I think, lies the appeal of getting rid of it all, really. I'm sure the emissions from a few motorbikes are not going to cause climate change. I know somebody will say, yeah, it all adds up. Yeah. A Boeing 747 uses 900 litres of fuel to take off, and it emits the same pollution as 40,000 cars. So I don't think me taking these cats off is going to make much difference, to be honest. No doubt somebody will disagree. But if you do disagree, do it politely, please. I've had to delete a few comments recently of people using the F word and blaspheming and just sort of going on a troll trip. Heaven knows why people do it. But there you go. So, that's it. The full assembly. What do you think? I mean, I'm glad to be rid of it. That's going to go to the local recycling centre later. So, that's it. There you have it. That's what's inside. I don't know, is it worth weighing the cats in? I don't know. There's about probably 300 grams on them. Probably full of precious metals or whatever's in them. Anyway, if you're out on your bike, with or without your cat... Oh, that reminds me. I was in the garden chopping the silencer up. And I looked over the fence, and down the main road, somebody went past on a sort of adventure off-roady type road bike. And on the back of it was like a plastic shed, hut thing, made out of like vinyl, a tent sort of thing. And looking out the back of it was a dog. I've seen it before, and he went past. It puts a smile on people's face. The dog is absolutely fine with it. Seems to thoroughly enjoy it. And there it was. So whether you've got a dog or indeed 2 cats, well, 4 cats with you if you've got the standard system, take care with it, and I'll post another video showing a sliced in half header. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon.